I've struggled with an inner battle every day to live my life. I have a desire to make the most of it, but as I've become older and face more responsibilities, I find many of my days were on autopilot and just not really living them. And when I did have those days where I had more control of my time, I often struggled to use that time well and instead just fell to easy and comfortable things to do. So many days would pass by like this, and I wondered if this is how my life is gonna be, just stuck in a loop. Whenever life does get rough, I find a lot of enjoyment in playing games, but occasionally there are those games that give me that new shift in mentality that help me when I need it the most. One of those games that has pushed me to adopt a more positive mindset is the Persona series. Persona is a game that goes very deep on themes of life and relationships, not just with others, but most importantly, yourself. The game is primarily focused around a daily life system, which is what really stood out to me. The game demonstrates good, actionable examples of healthy living that I have tried to adapt to my own. And with time, I have found that using these actions has created positive change that has helped me move forward. Persona has made such a big impact on how I live my life, and I want to share what has been helping me, as I think it could help you. Distractions are a major obstacle for me. A lot of the things I do throughout the day, I sorta am half there for it. This is mainly because I overthink a lot of what I should be doing, and if what I chose to do was the right thing. Should I be doing something else? What if I miss out on doing the other thing? And usually this leads to two things. Either I can't enjoy whatever it is I'm doing, or I just resort to an easy thing like scrolling. And it gets pretty bad. Like, a big one for me is the phone. You know, I scroll social media while eating, I got a YouTube video on the side while I'm playing a game. Even worse if it's a story game that I gotta pay attention to. Hell, I'll admit, when I would play online and wait between matches, I'd pull out my phone, even if matchmaking took like 10 seconds. But you get what I'm saying, it's basically brain rot. I'm forcing myself to multitask and constantly occupy myself when I could just be focusing and enjoying the one thing that's in front of me. And that's exactly what Persona has you do. And this was something that I picked up and has helped me get out of this mentality. In Persona, you are allowed only 2 activities each day. You can do whatever you want with those time slots. How you use that time is up to you. But once you do those 2 things, you move on to the next day, which probably isn't realistic to real life activities. I mean, you're gonna tell me I just spent a whole goddamn evening eating a burger and I gotta go straight to bed? I mean, bro, let me walk it off first, damn. But yeah, your time is limited, so you have to pick something. The thing about this that stood out to me is that no matter what you choose to do, your character is fully committed and present. Whether they're studying, reading a book, eating food, your character spends that time fully experiencing that thing. And they even do it to a point where they gain something from it. You know, sometimes they do a little celebration just because they did it. But once they're done, they move on to the next day and there's a new opportunity to do even more. They're not thinking about doing other things at that moment, nor are they letting themselves get distracted. No matter what they're doing one thing at a time and taking their time. This is obvious in the game, but when I think about it, I realize I don't do that with my life. Why do I gotta watch a video while eating a meal? Why do I struggle to just sit down and enjoy this game without worrying that I'm missing out on a different game? Instead of rushing through so many things during the day, why don't I just slow down and enjoy it? It was seeing this idealized lifestyle in Persona that made me ask these questions and realize that I can make an effort to exist in my life right now. I ask myself every day, what's the one thing I want to do today? It can be anything, whether it's productive or just for fun, but whatever I choose to do, I commit to fully doing that thing with no distractions. If I get time to do other stuff, hey, that's great. But if it has to be tomorrow, that's okay. As long as I got an experience from whatever I did, that day is not lost. And I find that even if you're limiting yourself to just doing a few things a day, I've had a much better experience with those things. I've made more progress on projects, had better gaming sessions, and you know, that food tastes a little bit better now when it's just you and the food. But most importantly, I try my best to have that phone away while I'm doing it because I just don't need that right now. Can you imagine, by the way, if in Persona 6, when you're in the middle of an activity, there's a small chance your character just stops what they're doing, whips out their phone, and starts watching YouTube shorts? I mean, the time passes and you end up getting no social points because you got brain rot. It sounds incredibly stupid, right? But hey, if I didn't want that in the game, I don't want that for myself. So why should I allow that to have such a strong role in my life? Another thing Persona has taught me is learning to appreciate the journey. You know, I want to get good at a lot of things in my life. I'm practicing voiceover, I'm trying to get good at video editing, I'm learning how to cook, I'm teaching myself Japanese, and you know, I want to do other things like take care of my health and better my physique. I want to do a lot of these other things. But So many times, I've walked away from it when things didn't go the way I was hoping for, or I was simply too impatient with the process. Of course, I'm not dumb enough to expect to pop off overnight. Everyone starts from somewhere, but I realized I didn't trust myself to take the journey to learn and improve at all. And I think one of the biggest fears is that it may not even work out in the end, so why should I bother? Persona gives you 1 year to live out your life. From the start, you're a blank page with no connections, no skills, in an unfamiliar place. As you play the game, you'll slowly begin to do more and more around the city and grow your skills through the social stats system. The social stats are the important piece here. All of these stats take a significant amount of time to level up, and you'll be needing to not just do, but often repeat these activities constantly throughout the year to rank up these social stats. Due to the nature of the game's calendar system, it's kinda impossible to speedrun leveling these stats, and so you have to slowly build these up. Only then will you be able to unlock more social links and activities. Additionally, the game hides how many points you need to level up your stats, so you can't really gauge how much of something you need to do in order to hit that next rank up. You're only gonna know once you get there. I found that through this mechanic in the game, Persona is teaching the player patience and trusting the process of just doing something over and over again and slowly improving off it. All these activities take time, and even something like reading a book to level up your knowledge takes several attempts to gain the stats from it, so you don't even get the benefits right away. So if you want to rank up, you're gonna have to take the time to do it. And in some cases, there are some activities you can just fail because your stats weren't at that level yet, but if you keep showing up again, you'll eventually grow to the point where you succeed. And now that repetition paid off, as you're now able to do more things you couldn't have done at the start of the game when you were at 0. You're going to continue to do this consistently throughout the year, and next thing you know, when you're at the end, you'll have done a lot. All of it took a lot of time, yes, but you trusted the process and just kept going. That's all part of the journey, which is what the game emphasizes anyways about the protagonist going on the fool's journey. I've used Persona's year-long story as a way to frame for my life what I could get done if I just focus on the small daily efforts rather than expecting these huge changes in a small amount of time. And it's helped me a ton. Just like how the protagonist doesn't max their stats after only a few attempts, I have to be patient with my progress. And while I may not know where it will lead, nor can I even guarantee if it will succeed, I know that if I just keep at it, I'm gonna grow in some way. I can give you an example of this being my YouTube. I wanted to start making actual videos, and after some attempts and time, it got further than I ever thought it would. It proved to myself that I could see some sort of growth by trusting the journey, and if I just told myself why bother and didn't even try from the start, then none of this would have happened. Just like how you can't go from 0 to max stats in an instant, you're gonna slowly start to see improvements and growth in the middle of the process, not just the end. So whenever I try to learn or do something, I tell myself that I'm taking the journey, and while I may not know what will come with it, I trust that I will grow from it. This kind of goes hand in hand with my first point of choosing to be present with one thing at a time. So I find that if you combine that with trusting the process and giving it the time to grow, you can really get some quality experience from it that makes life feel more fulfilling. And you know, a year really isn't that long in the grand scheme of things, so you just never know how much you could change in a year. Persona is all about the finite time that you have and choosing how you want to spend that limited time. While the game does give you a year to do as many activities as you can, unless you're playing with a guide, it is mostly impossible to max out everything in one playthrough, especially if you're playing for the first time. At the end of it, there will likely be some social links you didn't max in time, activities you didn't get to do, and certain choices that you never picked. It's inevitable that no matter what you do, you won't be able to do everything in one go, so your choice matters a lot here. It's important that in that limited time, you're doing things that fulfill you. I sort of came to this realization that in my life, I'm not going to be able to do everything that I want to do. I can make an effort to do many of these things, and I'm confident with time I will, but no matter what, there's going to be people I'll never meet, places I'll never get to see, and things I'll never be able to do. And it's because of that, it's important that what we choose to do every day is for the purpose of fulfilling ourselves. A lot of my time I feel was wasted just doing the same comfortable things, and yeah, it was easy in the moment, but it never truly fulfilled me, and when I'd repeat this every day, I'd realize this isn't what I want to do. I'm just doing it because it's easy and I don't have to think about it. Life was moving forward, but I didn't feel like I lived. And Persona actually has an option like this in the game, where each day you can choose to ignore all the activities and just go home and sleep. The day progresses and you don't do anything, and compile that all in a year, and so much time just passed by and nothing really changed. Nothing was gained, you didn't experience anything new. And I do just want to emphasize, it is good to have those quiet days where you rest and indulge yourself. That's equally as important as choosing to go and be productive. We're humans, not machines, so it is important to have those days where you don't do much. But when that becomes the majority, to me, it just feels like the fastest way to let life slip you by. And instead, when I ask myself, is this really what I want? I bring up this option in Persona, but I'd bet that many of you didn't choose to do that because you wanted to experience more in the game and you wanted to experience those things. And again, if I didn't want that in the game, why would I want that in my life? When I need to think about what I should be doing, I ask myself, what can I do today that will make me proud of myself? And that helps me get a clear idea of what I should do, and even if that thing takes a little more effort than those comfortable things, I always found that by the end of it, I'm glad I chose to do it. We sometimes run into that one game or piece of media that challenges you and helps you see things in a different way, and for me that was Persona. This series has not only inspired me to take better control of my daily life, but it's full of lessons and themes on just how to enjoy that life and make the most of it. Of course, there are still challenges and obstacles I run into, and many times I've wanted to give up. No game is going to fix that by itself, but it can lay out the groundwork for you to aspire to. It can be the idea that gets you moving and willing to try to create change. Focus on one thing at a time, respect the journey and the process, and fulfill your life. With enough time and repetition, I genuinely believe in this mindset. I've been much more grateful for just having time to spend in my day, and I feel like I'm moving forward even if it's slow, and even if I don't know where it will lead, all that matters is that I'm living every day, not just existing. So yeah, this is how Persona has changed my daily life, and I hope that you can pick up something from this, wherever you are in life. This was a personal thing that I wanted to share, and Persona just means so much to me, and with all the recent news like Revival and Persona 6, I just wanted to express just how much it's done for me. But let me know what you guys think. I hope this can help anyone else out there, and if there is a game or literally any other piece of media that has helped you, I'd love to hear what it was and how it affected you. But until then, thank you for watching, and remember, take your time. I'll see you guys later.